welcome back to Stephanie Plans and Reads. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for checking me out. And if you are a subscriber or a returning viewer, I really appreciate your support. Today, I wanted to talk about my reading planner or my reading journal or book journal, whatever you want to term it. I've talked about this before on my channel, but I wanted to kind of go through a little bit about why I love it so much and what I was going to change in quarter two, what I've been doing new in quarter two. In my quarter one video, which I kind of wrapped up quarter one and talked about things that worked and didn't work, and I'll link it on the screen for you in case you hadn't seen that yet. I talked about this and I basically said how much I love it, and the only kind of thing I was wrestling with was what to do with my social media. So originally this was social media and reading, and I having a bit of problem combining the two into one book, and I'll talk about that a bit as I go on. But first I want to talk about the things that I love about it, because I do love this. I'm absolutely 100% doing this again next year. It has been perfect. So one of the things I love about it is the size. This is the weeks size, so the N, I'm not even sure what it is, if it's the N1 or N2, but anyway, it's the week size common planner. I have it in the mist color, and it does have the gold edges, and this is the compact version, so it only has, I say only, but it's still a crazy amount of pages. I think 119 pages of notes pages at the back, which lots of people use for dailies, but because this is my reading planner, that's not the case. So yeah, I love the size. It allows me to write the information down that I want to write about and track what I want to track, and it all kind of fits in this really nice small size, which I love. The second thing that I love about this planner, and basically this isn't a condition of the planner, this is just the way I'm using it, I love that I'm making this messy. And here is Zeus to say hi. He has just had his neuter surgery, so he is a little bit under the weather, and that's why he has the cone. Hopefully you can see what I want. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. There, that might help us. Okay, so what was I saying? So one of the things that I did with this is I wanted it to be, well, I didn't want to have to be using a certain pen that, you know, looked really aesthetic. I didn't want to have to, like, I wanted it to be decorated, I suppose, but I didn't want it to be perfect in that kind of perfect, you know, Instagram worthy way. I wanted to be able to use this pen that came with the Hobonichi order, so I think it's the Uniball, and I'm not sure the rest of it, but it's the Uniball. Yes, it's my Uniball pen, Zeus. And I wanted to be able to be messy in here, so I wanted to be able to write the information down that I wanted, and, you know, kind of be as messy or as neat as I was going to be on the day. I didn't want to have to worry about making everything look perfect, basically. And I just love that. I love that I've written with this pen. Bring it down a little bit again. I love that I've written with this pen, and it makes the pages look kind of all crinkly, and I love that I can use the I can use the different color inks here. So I can use the blue or the black, which I've been doing to kind of make the book title stand out, and then the notes about the book are in black. So the blue is used for the title. And I like that it can be messy and that I can still decorate it, but I can also be messy. And I just love like the tactile nature of using the ballpoint on this paper, the Tomoe River paper. I also love this planner because there are so many different areas that I can use for tracking different things. So I track obviously the books that I've read, so I'll use that in the goal section. I write down the books that I've read that month and the genre. And then in this goal breakdown here section, I put the months across the top here, and I've gone, or the middle here because I've used the top for my goals, in the middle here, and then I've put how many books I've read of each genre in that month, and then the total at the bottom. And I like having the room to do that. In the weeklies, I write the title of the book and the pages that I read, and then this side I usually write notes about that week's reading. So my goal for that week, what I'm liking or disliking about the books that I'm reading that week, and then a little review. That's how I've been doing it now anyway. That might change. And then the back had started off, so the notes page had started off. Oh, I didn't tell you about the months. Okay, so the months have started off also differently. Because I had social media in here, I was scheduling my posts in the months. So that's that. And then in the back, in the notes pages, I was doing my task lists for every week for social media. And I like the way that this looks, but it didn't function that well. And since the whole goal of a planner or a journal is to function for you, I just think that even though I like the way that that looks, things will have to change about that. But I like that I'm able to, include different things in different sections. It allows me to track and put different information about the books I'm reading. So this is almost perfect. What I would change going forward is I would like to know at the beginning of the year, which will be the case next year, but I would have liked to have known when I started this book that I wasn't going to want my social media in here. I would have used the monthlies to just write the books that I was reading that day on. I would have not included any kind of social media stats or numbers or anything. I wouldn't have put social media in there. And I wouldn't have had my to-do list or social media at the back. So that's, obviously I cannot go back and look and, in time and change it. And it would be silly of me to, just buy a new planner just for it to look, perfect. But that's what I would do. It would make this planner perfect. If I knew that every section was going to be devoted to reading and books, then I could make it exactly the way I want it. So that being said, moving forward, I am going to not have any social media in this book, and this was a recommendation on that by some of the subscribers or people who watched, mentioned that they thought I should take social media out of here, and I agree with them. So I've taken that out. It's not necessarily though in my other planner yet, so it's kind of on post-it notes and things, because I don't know how to incorporate it exactly into my kind of main planner. I also need to track, in quarter two, I need to track the ratings that my books get, or that I give them. So I've got the genre here that these books are in, and then right beside it, so I've started doing it in quarter two, I'm going to give it the rating that I've given it on Goodreads. I just want to be able to see at a glance what were my top reads of the year, of the quarter, because for my top reads of quarter one, I had to go into Goodreads and kind of check it out, which is just an extra step that I would prefer not to have to do. So yeah, so I'm gonna start recording the Goodreads star that I give it in the quarterly review, just so I can see at a glance what star rating I've given it. I'm also going to start writing full reviews in the notes pages. So like I said, there are 121 notes pages in the back, and I have used 8. So there's quite a lot of space for longer reviews. I have some notes in here about social media stuff, which is, I'm still going to be consulting for social media, and that's fine. But I want to start writing like full-on reviews, especially for the books that I either want to remember because they were so good and I love them, or things that I definitely have something to say about it, either positive or negative, and I want to put those in the back. So that's what I'm going to work on for quarter two. I'm also going to talk about my quarter one reads. I've got a couple of kind of recommended reads, I'd say. I've got a reread. I have some series, and also probably the worst book I read or at least the worst 2 books I read over the quarter, which I will talk about coming up in part 2.